Welcome back. With so many digital cameras available today, how do you even begin to distinguish one from another? Our tech host, Romain, is here to fill us in. Hey, Romain, how's it going?
Good, Catherine. How are you today?
I'm good. Your segments are always entertaining, so I'm excited.
You know what? I try to keep things interesting.
Yeah,
you know, so,
you do a good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you very much. All right, so we're talking about digital cameras today.
Yes.
Now, there are a lot of digital cameras out there, so when it comes down to choosing one, it can become very difficult.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
hopefully, with the tips that I provide you and the viewers at home today with, they can, do a better job at choosing the right one.
Make an educated choice.
Exactly. Right. So I'm not going to actually spend time talking about, the different cameras that are available, the brands and the features and everything like that. What I want to do is actually provide you with the opportunity to go in and make the educated decision on your own.
Okay, great.
Based on the tools that I'm going to give you.
Perfect.
All right?
Sounds good.
So before you actually go into the store to actually purchase the camera, there are a few things you want to think about. And so that when you go in there, you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And if the sales associate, wants to ask you those questions, which they probably will, you already thought about the answers. All right.
Great.
So what you want to think about mainly is the use of the camera.
Okay.
Okay. Are you going to be traveling with it? Are you going to be, making professional shots, amateur shots, sporting events, landscapes?
What are you going to be photographing?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of things like that you want to consider. So the use is very, very important.
Yeah.
Another thing you want to consider, in this case, would some of the features that will come with a camera. So, image stabilization, red eye reduction.
Yes.
Also, even if it comes with video capabilities and things like that too, right?
Sure.
So you also want to consider that when you're purchasing a camera.
Awesome.
Now, there's one thing that you want to consider as well, especially now with technology. A lot of cameras don't have the viewfinder anymore. That's that like little window there that you would like look through.
I know, I vaguely remember that. But
remember the old school wind-ups?
I do. I'm so used to having the screen now, though, right?
So a lot of them don't have that anymore, and they just have the screen. So you actually want to consider that as well, because some of the screens, they're hard to use outdoors.
Right.
Some of them are better indoors, outdoors, things like that you want to consider as well.
Okay.
And also you want to consider your experience.
Yeah.
All right. Are you an amateur? You're a pro.
Yeah.
You don't want to get a camera that is like totally out of your league, and you have features that you're probably never going to use.
Just a waste of money.
Exactly. And then definitely, the most important thing is the budget.
Okay. Yeah.
How much are you willing to spend when purchasing this camera? You don't want to be making life decisions like mortgage or eat or camera.
Food, camera.
Things like that. Can I feed my family?
We never want it to come down to that.
Exactly.
Never.
All right. So budget is definitely important.
Yes.
All right.
Sure.
So now let's shift a little bit and get into the more technical side of it.
Okay.
It's not too technical, but there are actually basic things that you actually really should consider.
Okay.
Okay. The first thing you should consider is the megapixels.
Okay.
Okay. So the megapixels is like the resolution as to which the camera can take.
Right.
All right. The pictures with.
Okay.
Now, back in my day, when I was a young lad.
So a long time
ago. Long time ago.
Okay.
Cameras were maybe like 1 or 2 megapixels, right?
Wow.
So if a camera increased by like 1 pixel, it was like a big deal. Be like, oh my gosh, I have a 2.5 megapixel camera.
The size.
You know what I mean? It was a big deal.
Yeah.
But let's come up till today now. Yeah. At minimum, a camera has like 5 megapixels.
So we've come a long way.
Yeah, exactly. Even like cell phones have like 4 or 5, sometimes 6 if you got like the iPhone or something like that, right? So even within your phone, you can take really, really good pictures.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So at minimum, 5 megapixels.
Okay.
Now, this is where like a problem can happen. Now, not really a problem, but something you should consider.
Okay.
So for example, you want to think about how you're going to be printing these images.
Right.
If you're going to be blowing up the images, you're going to want a higher megapixel camera.
I see, right.
So 10, 12, and upwards.
You don't want them to get distorted
Exactly.
or blurry.
Now, if you're just printing regular 4x6, is that the size?
Yep.
4x6, or just, you're not even going to print them, you're just keeping them on your computer. A regular 5 megapixel, 6 megapixel camera will do just fine.
Okay, great.
Okay, so megapixels are important, but they're not everything.
To a certain degree.
To a certain degree, yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
All right. And actually, before I continue, a thing with larger pictures as well you want to consider is that it'll probably take up a lot more memory too. So you'll have to spend more money on a memory card, things like that. So
one thing leads to another.
Exactly. So you want to think about those connections as well.
Okay. Yeah,
all right.
that's
so
great.
something else on the technical side is also optical zoom versus digital zoom.
Okay.
Now, a lot of cameras will advertise, or they'll advertise cameras that have like digital zoom and optical zoom, or one or the other.
Right.
Now, there's a big difference between the two.
Okay.
Now, optical zoom is actually the better of the two.
Okay.
This is actually a true zoom. So actually, it doesn't distort the pixels, which is what the digital zoom does.
Okay.
So most cameras, what they'll do is they'll zoom optical for like a certain portion of it,
Right.
and then the rest of it would be optical.
Oh,
But just know after that point,
Right.
then your image becomes distorted.
Okay. Well, we don't want that ever.
Exactly. So
No,
just remember,
no
optical zoom is
distortion.
better
Yes.
than digital zoom.
Okay.
All right?
I think I can remember that.
Good. Now, another big thing you got to consider is what type of camera you're actually going to get.
Yes.
Okay, now there are two main types, and I've brought them here with me.
Perfect.
This big kahuna here, all right, is
huge.
a digital SLR, which
Okay.
is single lens reflexive. Okay?
Okay.
So basically, the difference between this one and this smaller one here, which is a point and zoom.
I can't lift this, and I can lift this.
Yes, that is a big reason right there. Okay. Which is funny you mentioned, because that's something you also want to consider when you're getting a camera.
Yeah,
you don't want to have
sure.
something where you got to be like, oh,
Awkwardly trying to use it.
you throw out your back trying to pick it up.
Yeah,
things like that.
definitely don't want to create any injuries because of your camera.
Exactly.
All right.
But the main difference between this one and this one is the fact that you can actually remove the lens and you can
okay.
change them. So there's different types of
cool.
lenses that you can actually get for cameras.
So depending on what you're going to photograph,
Exactly.
it might affect the lens.
So this particular lens is actually like a wide angle.
Okay.
So you're able to do, you could zoom in, zoom out. You could do a lot more with this one.
Right.
So there are other lenses where you can get that are more just stationary. So say
Yeah.
if you're taking like portraits and stuff like that.
Or like a close-up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to use something like that. So this
Okay.
is a different camera here.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
Now with this one,
That's more like it.
this
more
is
like my
your
style.
everyday usage right here. You whip it out. You just want to take regular
You know
pictures
what?
here.
I actually have this camera in
Yeah?
pink.
Oh
Yeah.
really?
Which was, so the reason I chose it was because I could get it in a cool color, which
Well-
I know it isn't one of your considerations.
Well, you know what?
on the
Honestly,
list.
that's a consideration as well, because cameras these days, they do come in a variety of colors.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that are like this. They're point and shoot, everyday type use.
Yeah.
And what's good with these ones is that they do come with a lot of accessories. Like I know this one came with a case.
Yeah, that's
it
what
came
I
with a
liked
memory
about it
card.
too,
It came with
for
like
sure.
a lanyard and things like that, so you
Yeah.
can carry it around your neck.
Yeah.
So those are the things that are also considerable as well when
Yeah.
you're on a tight budget or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Awesome.
So those are the two different types of cameras that you can actually get into.
Okay.
Now, the last thing I'm going to suggest is actually read reviews online.
Yeah.
There are a lot of websites that provide detailed reviews, the pros and cons for a lot of the cameras that are on the market.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can even go on the website. If there's a particular camera that you like, if it's like a Canon or a Samsung or
Right.
whatever other brand, you can go on their website and check out the details.
Probably wouldn't be able to find so many negative reviews on there, though,
No,
right?
not per se. You gotta get one that's
Alright.
like, in
Amazon
between.
or
Exactly.
something like
That'll give
that.
you like the full overview of the camera.
The good and the bad and the ugly.
Exactly.
All right.
And finally, just go into the store.
Yeah.
They have them on display for you. Go to like Future Shop, Best Buy, Walmart, wherever it is.
Now we know what kind of questions to ask,
No,
right?
exactly. And then you can
Yeah.
just go and pick it up, try it out.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Okay, well, thanks so much. I have to admit, even though I've been using digital cameras for years now, I wasn't even really aware of all the cool features that different brands offer. And I'll definitely have to take some more things into consideration other than the fact that it comes in pink when I get my next camera. Keep watching, because after the break, we tackle a hot topic: BlackBerry versus iPhone.